is David. We're going to randomize the list right now. Good luck. Wow, 12 times the hard way. Boxcars. 30 to 1 at the craps table.
So my first set was 67 tops, I think.
Wow, so then you have some interest in Peachy. By the way, John, you are just... Johnny Sox is getting grilled, and I never use that term. Shane just said, so Lee Richmond isn't correct, according to my research.
Uh-oh.
He said AL was founded in 1901. Cy Young did it in the NL in 1904, which is the original person you had. And the first official AL winner was Addy Joss. So I don't know what all that means, but I'm going to leave that for John to clean up. I'll take it. That mess. We will certainly make sure that we're going to probably have a slightly different, trivia program for next week. Okay, 1974 basketball pack coming up. Of course, we need the goggles. This is cool. 1965 Philadelphia unopened pack. It is our second to last one in stock. This will be listed today on VintageBreaks.com. Last time we listed one of these, it sold out the same session.
Wow, look at Henry. He looks like an insurance salesman.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the NFL players in the 60s look a lot different than they do today.
I know. For sure. Yeah.
That's for sure. All right, so we have our order ready to go. Dom, you get the first 4. David, you're smack almost right in the middle at 5. And Dom, will get the last 4 cards in this pack. First card will be right underneath the gum. Good luck to everyone in on the break. And then time permitting, we'll be giving away that 73 Topps Brooks Robinson. And of course, for the last 20 minutes of today's show, if you do comment on PSA's Facebook page during our Vintage Breaks PSA show, we will give one of you folks a $10 break credit to VintageBreaks.com. Excuse me. All right, so Mikey and Stuart, who are sitting close to me, please shield the eyes.
Kenneth commenting over here on a 1990 Topps. He has a Washington Nationals cap as his icon.
Huh.
Wonder where he thinks Bryce Harper's going.
I feel like Yanks are doing a lot of research, but I feel like they're not the only ones. I think the baseball offseason is going to make for great soap opera. What about you, Lou?
It's gonna be fun. I think. I'm looking forward to it.
So, Lou, do you talk about? You should mention to folks your show on Sirius, but do you talk about the off season to be on your show at all?
The off season to be?
Yeah.
Well, we have. Fantasy Sports runs a little bit different schedule,
sure.
And Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio, they switch to fantasy football on July 4th. That's when the fantasy football season starts.
Wow.
So we start in January, and we take baseball up until July 4th, and then it's football from there on out.
Wow, that's cool.
And Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio people, I don't know how they feel about it one way or the other. It's a top 5 station on Sirius.
Really?
Among the Sirius channels, yeah.
That's cool.
Great group over there, and Matt Phillips is the program director and just runs a great ship, and it's just a blast working over there.
I find that it's very easy listening. Obviously, you have to be in the mood, but it's different than a sports show. But what I like about it is you get sports knowledge out of it, right? In the short term, maybe a little bit long term. Then, of course, if you're actually playing fantasy football or fantasy baseball, you have the luxury of using that knowledge to your advantage to hopefully win money.
Yeah, it's sports-based. I mean, you get into some of the technical aspects of fantasy sports during the course of the show, but basically you're just evaluating players and trying to figure out what's going to happen. That's the whole game over there.
And I would imagine the real fun of it, or at least for some folks, Lou, is kind of like the way we try to find a diamond in the rough, no pun intended, is that, hey, who's the sleeper this week? Who's the third stringer or receiver, or who's the backup running back who's going to be getting some extra carries because, someone else is on a decline, or whatever the case is.
Well, my publisher is urging me to repost all of my prospect reports during the off season to check them against what actually happened.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. So I'm putting them up there, and it's just like that's the big thing. Trying to find. You talk about the gem, the player who's going to be undervalued in the drafts and is just going to be undervalued in general. The breakout players, those types of guys. Yeah.
Card number 1 coming out right underneath the gum. That's going to you, Dom. Good luck to Dom and David, both. Avid watchers and fans of VintageBreaks.com. So next week, folks, we have an incredible announcement to make on the PSA show. I don't want to give much more in terms of details yet. Johnny Five said not to.
Oh, we get a big show.
We have some.
I don't get inside information.
Yeah, well, Lou, I've heard you kind of, listen. I got to make sure the information stays top secret. And the thing is, even if you make a little note, I could see like Tommy or Rico coming in. Hey, what's going on, Lou? And take like your Post-its. Hey, top secret note. Well, Josh Evans, what do you think about this? Vintage Breaks is doing a top secret. Now, listen, we love Josh.
No,
is he on the show this week?
Anything I say.
I figured.
I could say Honus Wagner is going to be on your show, and they wouldn't hear it.
You know what you should do is, by the way, Leighton just got a T206 Honus Wagner graded to PSA 9, and he went away for the weekend to Mystic. A couple other things, just see if they catch on. Wow. So the first card here, yeah, this card is smoking. Gorgeous, gorgeous first card. Hopefully this is a nice sign of things to come in this pack. Not an easy issue to find centered like that. I mean, this is spot on. For those folks at home, if you could look up card number 95 in the 1974 Topps basketball set, I'd love to know how many 10s there are.
It looks like an image you'd see in the credits of Semi-Pro.
Yeah. Well, that's what's great about vintage basketball. Yeah, some of these, the uniforms are incredible.
Oh, and the mustaches. This is great.
Yeah. Henry Bibby, of course, Mike Bibby's dad. Nice card as well. Just a smidgy off-center top to bottom, but gorgeous color and very, very sharp. Dom, you get the next cut. Ooh, very nice. Wow, this is very, very cool. You got a double Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, double Big O, Bucks team leaders.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I just got goosebumps, and I don't even know what the card's worth, but, I just imagine I'm a kid in 74. Yep. I would be screaming to my friends with the gum in my mouth on the one side, yelling out the other, I got double Jabbar, double Big O.
Yep.
And that card is gorgeous. Look at that centering, Lou.
I like that they have two separate pictures.
Yeah. No, I think, listen, give Topps some credit, right? We chastise them at times about their quality control. Yeah, they figured out on a team leader card to put two different pictures of Kareem and Big O. You figured that definitely back in the day to save money, they just would have used the same one for both. Very nice card, Dom. We're happy to grade that for you on the house, buddy. Yeah, we're getting some nice comments here about the first packs that people opened. And for me, it's fun because I'm getting to see, hey, 64 baseball, 67. And I'm like, yeah, I'm 85 Topps. Sweet. Card number 4, Lee Winfield. Very sharp as well. Buffalo Braid. Yeah, Buffalo.
Yep, Buffalo, yeah.
You got it.
Look at that. Facial hair. I love that.
Kermit Washington, card number 5. This is going out to David. This is David's only card in the pack. The rest of the pack belongs to Dom. Thanks, Bob. There were 6 cards of number 95. So obviously pretty low pop.
What's it? His name is on the front of the jersey there?
So that they didn't publish these cards with the team logos on the uniforms. Yeah. So yes, I'm glad you caught that. That's obviously very bizarre.
So they made up jerseys for him or something? That's
pretty much. Yeah, they airbrushed. So this is an extra card, John, that will random at the end. This is the checklist. As I mentioned in the past, Topps does grade these. That's simply the, like the game card, if you will. We'll give that away at the end to someone in the pack. Austin Carr is card number, wow, very nice card. Austin Carr, card number 6. Gorgeous. Now, Kev, I know. I realized by asking the question, I was probably going to, make some folks announce their age that maybe didn't want to by asking the first pack of cards you opened. But it's all in good fun. I very much like hearing about not just the first pack, but I like that folks are, telling us, hey, I opened it up at Sam's drugstore on the corner of, blah, 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 and I lived in the Bronx. Yeah. I think that would make a great little, book one day or a great blog post. Hey, these are 101, people's comments on where they opened their first pack or what their first pack was and where they opened it. Oh, that's cool. So check out Dano, Colonel Angus, who's a regular of our show. By the way, this card, Jim Chone's gorgeous card. Mm-hmm. He remembers opening a 1965 Topps Tall Boy football pack as his first pack. That's a doozy. Yep. So he probably spent maybe a nickel, possibly a dime, and that pack today is no less than between $5,000 and $7,000 a pack, possibly $10,000 a pack. Yep. So Dano left a few shekels on the table by opening it.
I remember when I was young, we were sophisticated enough that I lived in a rather rural area, and we had one convenience store. I'd buy all my cards, and then every once in a while, about every month and a half, we'd take a walk to the next town to hit another convenience store because we thought there'd be different cards.
Of course.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I remember, Mom, if you're listening, I'm sorry. So I was only allowed to ride my bike, within the confines of a certain radius, right? And once I figured out that my mom had no way of tracking me as long as I got home by a certain time,
right?
Yeah, I rode to card shops that were like a few miles from my house.
Nice.
And then, of course, the problem was, how do you travel home with your bounty?
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah, so I had I had some things to figure out, but it was fun. I love doing that stuff.
Did you have a Stingray?
I had it was terrible. It was a like Bicycle World jumper, like it was their brand, and it was a very ugly blue. But it was mine, man, and I loved it. Henry Finkel.
Hank Finkel, yeah.
He looks like Ace Ventura. A little bit, no?
Yeah. He looks like the villain in the Bond films.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure, maybe not Ace Ventura, maybe the villain in Ace Ventura, I'm not sure. Hey, what's up, Adam? How are you?
Oh, the guy in, what was the Adam Sandler golf movie there?
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah.
Oh, that movie's
He was in that movie, too, and he was the villain in the Bond.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that concludes the 74 Topps basketball pack. We're going to random off the game card. We'll roll the dice.
Oh, no. Ron Perry says his first pack was a 76 Topps football. He said his grandmother used to buy him and his brother cards, and then after they opened them, to keep them from fighting, I would guess, she would write out their first initial on the corner of the front of the card.
No, Grandma, no. I mean, I vividly remember with my first series Garbage Pail Kids, like over Thanksgiving time, my brother and sisters, like we would trade them. When I say trade them, though, we ripped off the sticker and I would put it on my sister's forehead. My brother would rip off a sticker and put it on the back of my shirt.
Yep.
And so, like, I have probably dozens of first series Garbage Pail Kids. I have the card. I have no sticker on it.
I'm guessing Ron and his brother didn't get along too well.
Lou, did you just see that? 30-1 times 2 in a row is 900 to... Wow. Let me tell you, Lou, if we didn't have to work tonight, I'd be heading south on the Jersey Turnpike. Atlantic City's calling my name.
Boxcars, baby.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready to go, John?
Yep, it's going already.
We're randomizing at 11 and 12. Dom, you get this. 1974 Topps game card. Congrats.